This is Say More with Carla Pesono. Today's guest is known for his amazing crawfish boils in New Orleans. He owns Clesi's restaurant and catering with his family and has the private event space Clesi's at Bottinelli. James Clesi, welcome to Say More.
Hey, Carla, thanks for having me.
I am so excited to have you on. We have become such close friends over the years. I've known you since you opened up Clesi's on Bienville, and I did a Carla's Kitchen episode when I was on TV, right when you guys opened, and it is booming now. You guys are killing it.
We're killing something.
You're killing crawfish, that's for sure.
Yeah. Many have met the boil pot, but that's when I first met you, when you came by the restaurant for Carla's Kitchen.
Yeah. So you are obviously, you guys are Sicilian, right? Mm-hmm. Sicilian Italian or just Sicilian?
Sicilian. We came, Clesi's came from Contessa Antolina, about 50 miles southwest, east of Palermo.
Yeah.
So I haven't been there yet, but that's.
I know you gotta be. Have you been to Italy?
I've barely been to Biloxi.
So you don't travel.
No, I need to get out of town.
You're busy though.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like to be busy.
That's good.
I don't. Whenever I say I got all this going on, like I like that. You know, I'd rather have that than just be like twiddling my thumbs.
Yeah.
So
I mean, all the hard work has paid off because you guys are literally known for one of the best places to get crawfish in New Orleans. That's such an honor.
It is, and I don't take it for granted. It's for a while it's like, oh man, not me, but it's like we worked hard, collectively as family, as a team, our core members at the restaurant, like Jarvis. I mean, we've all worked really hard. So thank you. We earned it.
Yeah, you did.
It's a lot.
It is a family over there. I love the team over at Clesi's. You feel so welcome when you walk in. So you're obviously Sicilian, and I wanted to talk to you about this because obviously I'm from Buffalo, and I grew up as an Italian American with my family. But down here, it's so different, and the culture is just so rich. So what was it like growing up as like a Sicilian American in New Orleans?
Well, I never really felt like I was.
You never had that pride.
It was just, we were all, we had the pride. We grew up, my dad would always say like, nah, you're well, he'd say, we're Italian. And then when I got a little bit older, it's like, well, you're Sicilian. I'm like, well, what is it? Am I Italian or Sicilian?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's the same thing, but Sicily is not the same thing. So I didn't really know those fine points until I got older. And, it's all, we had the signs, in the house, Italian parking only, and there's a lot of people in the world, but not everybody gets to say that, Italian. And
but wasn't your father involved in things with the Italian culture here, or didn't you tell me that?
Well, the Clesis, when they came over with, wasn't just us. It was a bunch of families came over from Sicily.
Right.
So New Orleans is mostly Sicilian. The Italian, we're mostly Southern Italians, like not as much Northern.
Right.
The French Quarter at one point in time was called Little Palermo.
Right.
So it's we have a lot of history here, and being from Contessa Antolina, we're all those families looked out for each other, formed these societies. In case one family fell in hardship, they came together as a collective and helped them out.
Because it was hard to even say that if you said you were from Sicilian, you were looked at dirty.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Yeah, we were not necessarily looked at as welcomed, from what I understand. Thankfully we've come a long way since then. Yeah. But we're direct linear male heritage of the society, and that's still going on today. The Sons of Contessa Society. It's
what did they do?
Well,
what does being part of that society entail?
Well, it was started in the 1800s. So it's and I don't want to say I'm some old man on a mountain. I actually just got introduced to this organization. There's a wonderful group of people that are still carrying on these traditions, and talked about just now about being busy. I would like to attend more of their functions and get more involved, and I'm going to do it. It's like crawfish season. And
Are you part of like, do you ever go to the Italian American parade that's happening soon? Like it happens every March and like go to like when they make that giant bowl of pasta and stuff. Have
Oh
you ever
yeah,
gone
I've
to
been
that?
down in the quarter and like but to be honest with you, I've probably attended the Irish Italian parade on Veterans way more, being that I grew up a block off.
Oh, because you're
Veterans.
right there. Yeah.
And
Did you guys have any traditions growing up, like sauce on Sundays or anything like specific to being Sicilian that you guys made as a family?
yeah, Dad would make spaghetti every at least once a week.
Yeah.
You know, growing up with Dad, and you know, he'd always cook big pots of dinner. There was always some big pot of something on the stove.
Yeah. Did you learn to cook from him?
I watched. I didn't know as a child or teenager that I was going to go into an industry that was food specific.
Yeah.
In fact, I thought I'd be doing something like this. I've always been kind of fascinated with TV production.
Yeah.
So,
You're so animated. Like I could totally see you being like a stand-up comedian.
wow. Yeah. Well, it's a natural show. Just come to a restaurant and get a free act.
Yeah, just go talk to Jake.
Yeah. That's funny. But yeah, but it's like yeah, Dad I will say this. His red gravy was very specific to our household because, you know, his birthday is tomorrow. He would be 99.
Oh, shout out to Pops.
Yeah, and today's Carlo's birthday, my brother.
Carlo.
It's his birthday.
Wow, so they were back to back.
Yep. Yeah. But yeah, his spaghetti, being that he was, you know, of that age, he grew up during the Depression, you know, that era, you know, well, that, I don't know the specific years that determined the Depression. They weren't rich, I know that much.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of siblings living in one little house, and they made do with what they had.
Yeah.
And so in his red gravy, you'd see like pig's feet or like a big chunk of beef, big chunk of pork.
Yo, we did pig feet.
I love that.
Wait, oh my gosh. I've never met anyone else that did that.
It's so good. And it kind of freaked my friends out when they came over.
No, it's delicious.
They're like, what is that? I'm like, well, it's a Bigfoot. What?
And my mom always did pork rib too.
Okay.
Yeah, ribs and pig feet.
I love it. You know?
In the sauce. But you just called it red gravy. So obviously I'm from the Northeast. We call it sauce. Okay.
Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this. Because gravy is the brown sauce that you put on your turkey and your mashed potatoes. Sauce is tomato sauce. So Are these fighting words?
Absolutely not.
No, but it's so everyone down here is like red gravy, and did that derive from what the nuns that came down? What was the reasoning behind it?
Well, I just know what I know.
Okay, go.
We just called it gravy. I mean, I just thought that's what you called it. But if you think about it from like a food world, like what is gravy? What is the definition of gravy?
What's gravy?
So it's dry. Like you make gravy from the drippings of some kind of protein. So when you put your meat in the sauce, before you put the meat in it, it's just sauce. But then as it simmers and it is extracting that flavor from whatever protein or bones you have in your sauce. It now turns into gravy because you're extracting the meat and the juices and the flavor.
I get what you're saying, but like when you roast a turkey and you get the drippings, then you just add like flour and you almost make it like a thicker sauce, gravy at that point. Whereas a sauce has so many different components. It's got the tomatoes, and that's really the base of it, not so much the drippings from meat. So it's kind of weird. I don't know if I like the whole term red gravy, but
well, it's like
it is what it is.
Like in my opinion, if it contains any component of meat, or the drippings of a meat, like it would be, then it's gravy. If there's no kind of protein element to it, it's a sauce. That's my. That's my answer.
I like
and
it,
I'm
though.
sticking to it.
I like it. That was a good little. Okay, it makes sense. All right.
Yeah.
Are you good at cooking Italian?
I just know the few little things I do. I've never made my own pasta. I just know. I can make an Alfredo sauce. I can make a spaghetti. I could,
Yeah.
but everybody could do that. But I don't consider myself an Italian chef.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't consider myself a chef at all.
Which is so crazy because you really are. But that's the thing that I love about New Orleans so much is there's so many not chefs, right, that are blowing up and making incredible food. I remember when I first went to Bami Boys, Peter Wynn. He's like, I'm not a chef. I just like to cook this stuff and I just created this. And that's what's so beautiful. It's like, wow, you just made some incredible dishes, but you're not technically a chef because you didn't go to culinary school. And that's like you too. Like you obviously you're a chef at the end of the day because now you own a restaurant, you're a caterer and all that. I mean, what do you think of a chef?
Well,
what is a chef?
Well, as I said, I don't think you necessarily have to have a degree from a culinary school to be called a chef. I think if you
Could lead a kitchen,
fight through the fires of building a restaurant or working at a restaurant and designing a kitchen, knowing how to maintain the layout of the equipment and know how to properly store and rotate food and train people and develop menus and study ingredients and all those things I could check those boxes, but I still don't feel like a chef.
I feel like a chef is someone that could lead a kitchen and could go in and create new recipes and understands it and understands the team and could lead them and create and plate and all that.
All right. Well, I could do. So it's like, yeah, sure. I feel like the moniker or title of chef is it's a specific point of pride for some folks, and I think it's a well-earned title. It is. But when I got into this whole shebang-a-dang, my focus was not necessarily the food, but the whole experience in itself. The food, the booze, the music, the environment, and just it's the whole, 360. I'm having a blast and I'm not worried about a thing. I'm in the moment.
Yeah.
And that's what I want for all my guests that come in. But in order to do that, you need to know food. You can't be showing up with some half-ass BS on putting on the table, enjoy. It's that's why I got into the big tailgates at school at Nichols. It's I was so focused on.
So is that when it all started for you?
What? Just
the tailgate?
Partying?
No, cooking.
Oh, well.
I mean, learning, wanting to do pop-ups and stuff.
Oh, well, I mean.
Take us
I've
back.
I've always enjoyed cooking. Like I said, if mom and dad were cooking dinner, I'd be watching.
Yeah.
And, I would, participate where I could, but they would be like, that's not how you do it. And that's how I learned it.
Yeah.
But then, I get to college and it's I don't know about the rest of y'all, but college was you just surviving.
Yeah, you were just surviving. That's why I was like, oh, you were cooking back then?
My first job, I was still in high school, was Copeland's,
Copeland. Yeah. Shout out to Copeland.
And I was signed on as a busboy, 16. And
where was that location?
The one now it's a Ramsey's Jewelers, but right over here by the end of Veterans.
Yeah.
Right at the end of the parade route.
Yeah.
And because I grew up right there, I just walked to work. It's 2 blocks away, 3-4 blocks, well, whatever. You know, walk worthy. And then one day, I don't know, it's dishwasher didn't show up, and I'm just I'll do it. It looks fun, So I went in the back of the kitchen, and I was washing dishes at Copeland's, and I'm this is not too bad. I get to stand in one spot. I don't have to run all over the whole building.
Yeah.
And I get to see everybody comes to me, and I'm talking to everybody. And then I started, meeting the gang in the back, and the camaraderie, the vibe in the back of the house versus front of the house. It's 2 wonderful ways you work with a team.
Yeah.
It's I've worked more back of the house jobs coming up than I had front of the house, but I've enjoyed both immensely. It's not just about the back. It's not just about the front. You've heard this said 100 times, like, you got the best food in the world, but if it's not a comfortable environment,
Yeah.
if you're not getting proper service, it's not always just about the food.
No, it's not.
But the food, it's all, you can't have one without the other.
Correct. You can't have one without the
Now,
other.
however, it's like you said about leading a team in the back of the house, in the kitchen. A lot of times, especially if you're working with some green, in my opinion, if you're working with like a newbie, a green, just someone who's not used to the industry yet.
Yeah.
And we're not really hiring, culinary superstars, graduated, world traveled, and I'm not putting down our menu. It's like we're doing fundamental, we're frying French fries. We're making, basic not basic burgers, but bun, meat, cheese. But you can't you got to toast the bun, that makes a big difference. And those little fine points are like how you walk around in the kitchen. If you have a knife in your hand, you don't walk around it like you got to make sure you hold it down to your side and let people know it's tight corners right behind you, on your back. You have to teach some people that don't know any of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I always say food first. If you don't know what to do, food first. Are you done with that food? Wrap it up, make sure it's labeled, put it in the cooler, and then everything else will fall in place.
Yeah.
Hey, we're closed. Turn off the open sign. Where do I start? Pick up all the food first.
Yeah.
That's the most precious thing. And that starts that lets you know where we're at, how much we have left over. And then that starts a chain reaction. Well, that means I need to write a note. We need this much more. And that leads to ordering. And it's like cleaning up is the last part. Food first.
So when you started doing pop-ups, and that's what you were like, oh, I think I want to start boiling crawfish. And is that how it all started? You were like, oh, I'm just going to start doing this. And then it eventually, you got a brick and mortar. That's what, when did you know you were like, all right, I want to do this full time. I want to be a cook.
Well,
it was your boils, right?
Yeah, the first pop-ups were crawfish. It was crawfish and grilled oysters. It's just so college, tailgating, partying, going to class, not really academically, I was not a good student. I was partying. That was my main focus. And how I was paying my bills was restaurants, bars, catering companies, and just doing that, getting familiar with an industry I didn't realize that I was going to do the rest of my life. With those skills, I would have I would start throwing parties with my friends, not just house parties. I'm like, let's throw a party, let's get it. And then moved back from Nichols back to New Orleans, got involved with KOCC, Kickball of Crescent City, which is college life for adults, and started throwing parties with them. And then I was like, man, we're really good at this. This isn't what we do.
We could throw a party.
And it's like, man, I could probably do this and make $1 on the side,
Yeah.
And I want to say we used to throw these big parties at St. Patrick Park, and then all the bars that were affiliated with the Kickball League, we were familiar with those facilities. It's like, man, I have all these resources right in front of me. So the first pop-up I did was in front of Finn McCool's, and they said, yeah, just set up on the sidewalk and do what you got to do. We'd love to have you. And
what'd you serve? Just boiled crawfish?
I showed up with 2 sacks of crawfish and an 80-quart boil pot and a table and a shoebox full of change. And I am not even fabricating that. I know that sounds like such a I showed up, walked through 10 miles of snow and I had to climb a mountain. No, it's I just had the bare bones rudimentary. I just had the pot, a couple of sacks, and just a little cardboard sign that said Clesi's Crawfish. So
amazing.
And then I sold out, and this was fun. Everybody had good. Oh, I'm gonna come back next week. Oh, cool. You'll have me again. Did it again. So you know what? Next time I'm gonna do crawfish. I'm gonna bring a pan of jambalaya. I'm gonna bring my grill. I'm gonna bring a sack of oysters, and I'll shuck oysters while the crawfish are soaking, and I'll put them on the grill. I had like a little one-man show.
Yeah.
Stay up all night, make little crawfish pies, and now I was like, you know what? I need to buy a couple of chafing dishes. So I now bought a couple of chafing dishes, and then I bought another folding table, and like, oh, I made $100 today. Let me go get another pot.
Yeah.
And then it quite literally started like that.
And then you just kept growing and growing. What's your jambalaya recipe? Here, let me see your water. I'm going to pour more water in there. So what's this jambalaya recipe that you have?
So it's my...
Oh, that's coffee.
Well, it's fine. That's fine.
I just put water in your coffee.
It's okay. It's
water in your coffee.
You just invented something.
Okay, well, I'll just leave the water in here.
Appreciate you, though. That's why I was kind of like, that jambalaya water in my coffee. It's like, y'all do things different.
You don't have to drink that.
Well, anyway.
But there's your water. Okay, wait. It's just watered down coffee now.
It was only a sip of coffee left.
Delicious.
Yeah, it's like, people pay money for this.
But what is your jambalaya recipe? Because it is really good.
It is. It's amazing. It's one of our most popular items. We sell tons of it. We're catering. It's my sister Sonia's recipe.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's something that she's served at family gatherings for years and years and years. We all go nuts for it. Our neighbors go nuts for it. It's delicious. So,
is there any kind of trick you put in the recipe that makes it so special?
So, I mean, this could start a big
debate
and argument. Now you're going to go into the whole brown jambalaya versus red jambalaya, which I've seen people throw a fit over, and it's so amusing and just wild how instead of getting upset about it, I'm just like, wow, people are so passionate about stuff like this. It's like,
no, they really are.
It's like my mama would roll over in her grave if she knew I was eating a red jambalaya. Absolutely not. Get your things. We're leaving.
So is hers red?
I would say it's like a hybrid. Because
I know, because I was gonna say I don't think it was red, but I don't think it was.
It's not heavy on the tomato sauce.
It's not.
No, it's not. It says, but
okay. So then, why do you think that people get angry at the recipe? I can't believe you're drinking this coffee.
Because
water.
People are ferociously loyal to the traditions, especially food traditions in South Louisiana, New Orleans. People like to do the things the way they've done it. Their parents did. Their grandpa did.
But what did you do that's so different?
So it's having any kind of tomato product in any kind of traditional South Louisiana food. So that's the difference between Creole cuisine and Cajun cuisine.
Right.
Creole cuisine is basically if you took Cajun cuisine, but you put it into the melting pot of New Orleans, where you have all these different cultures that aren't specifically the Cajun French, Acadiana descendants. It's
exactly.
Now you got
Caribbean,
the Italians.
Yeah, you have Italians, you have Caribbean,
and African, Indian, Spanish. It's like the melting pot. It's like quite literally a pot of food melting together with all these different flavors.
Yeah, and
it's not the core traditional Cajun recipe. Cajun is brown jambalaya. Creole. Now you got the tomatoes, and it's like, I don't put tomatoes in my gumbo or jambalaya, and people would lose their bananas. And you know what? I'm not mad at it. Be loyal to those old traditions. It's like, it's cool that there's two different versions, Italians, it's why we got the artichokes over here, It's like, the citrus, we brought lemons over, and the African, the okra, it's like, and I could go on. There's a lot of differences between the cuisine, and then people just like to be loyal to their family line of traditions. Just like, I always get my roast beef po' boys from this spot. Why? Because I grew up there. That's where my mom used to get them. That's where my dad used to get them.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose that.
Right.
It could be,
But I think like people get so upset about just adding or doing a twist on something that is traditional. Like let's talk crawfish. People get so upset about different fixings in a crawfish. Like I did a bunch of very popular videos where I talk about putting ravioli in a boil, and people are like,
Oh yeah,
"That is crazy!"
absolutely not.
And I'm like, "But that's just a fixing. It has nothing to do with the actual crawfish making."
That's funny. They got social scrolling. There's a guy that I follow. I don't know what his name is. He's hilarious. I have to look it up. You can tell this guy's from South Louisiana, and like it's all about food. And he'll watch other people cooking. He goes, "Throw it in the long grass." He's like, "Oh no, you did good until you did that. You're gonna throw that in the long grass."
Throw it in the long grass.
But it's like the crawfish videos. People, once again,
They're so picky.
If you don't do it the way they do it, or their Uncle Bobby does it, or the way they grew up having it, that's the way we've always done it. So therefore, that's the way it has to be.
And the craziest thing is people like, I posted a video of a pot of crawfish soaking and they're like, there looks like there's no flavor in there. And I'm like, that was one of the best boils I've had in a long time. And you thought there was no flavor from looking at the video? Like, how do you know? You didn't taste it.
I think people just like to
they just want to bite.
Nasty online for absolutely no reason.
So have you tweaked the recipe over the years? When did you know you were like, okay, this is the recipe, I'm gonna keep it, and then you've kept it that way at the restaurant? Or do you tweak it?
There's no tweakage.
Okay, so you have the recipe.
I mean, I could say once I first started doing it beyond a house party, beyond the annual boil in front of my dad's house, beyond the one sack boil when I had no intention on volume and cranking it out. That's when some of the metrics started getting tweaking, because you need to have a consistent.
Of course.
It has to come out the same way. Strive to have it come out the same way, no matter what the other conditions are. And then be able to do it a lot. Yeah. And then be able not to like, oh, I made too much or not enough. So tweaking methods to put out the standard of product that y'all deserve, the guest deserves.
Yeah.
So
it's got to be hard, but you figured it out.
Well, I tell you what, like now, people ask me all the time, what's your recipe? I'm like, I'll give you my recipe right now. And people are like, why you give that people your recipe? I'm like, it's not about the recipe. It's about the execution of it. And I teach you just the fine, nuances of you have to do it a billion times to just get that confidence. Not even a billion times. You just got to do it. I feel like a lot of people are very apprehensive. Like, I don't know if I could do a crawfish boil. It's like, it's not difficult. You just got to lean into it and do it. Don't overboil it. It's like, I can tell you all right, I'll be on the phone. All right, now turn it off. Okay, now see that? You're good. You're good. They're going to love it. I'm going to go now. Bye. It's like, that happens all the time. You just have to, it's all about the timing. It's all about having the right equipment. It's about having the confidence to fix something. If you turned around and realized, oh, I forgot to do this, or, oh, this isn't working, or the regulator broke in the middle, and like all these people waiting, you got to go through all those experiences to know how to fix it and recover. That way, now you're unstoppable.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it when it comes to crawfish boil. It's not about the recipe. Recipe's the easy part. It's about just knowing just the ABC 1, 2, 3s of it. And it's all about the timing. And then knowing
it's timing.
And knowing your product, because not all crawfish are created equal.
Right.
So you got early season crawfish, late season crawfish.
Yeah, because if the shell is harder, you're gonna have to soak it longer.
Yeah. And like a lot of times when I get that delivery in, we'll cut the sack on the table and I'll grab a handful of them and I'll smell them because sometimes they smell funky.
Yeah.
And sometimes they smell like clean water. And sometimes, sometimes they're muddy. And those little things determines on how you need to handle them. It's like you need to do a double purge on that batch because sometimes they got like it smells. It's like they're all live. But sometimes, every once in a while, depends on that's faith in your vendor, it's faith in your fisherman, it's faith in your wholesaler. And I've never had a problem with that in a long time. But in the early years, I was dealing with a whole cavalcade cast of crawfish characters that were bringing crawfish to me. And sometimes I didn't know what I was going to get. I'm like, hey, you just delivered me like 100 pounds of dead crawfish. And they smell like holy hell.
Yeah.
It's like you got to go through all those experiences and know what you're dealing with. And it's more than just the recipe. So I'll give you the recipe all day.
Yeah. It's like when someone gives you a secret recipe to something, and it's like, wow, it just didn't come out the way they made it. And it really does. It comes down to like feeling it out and the love you put into it and everything. But crawfish is finicky, like you said. And like when you cool it, is it cooled down enough? How long do you soak it? There's like a whole thing.
Yeah. So that's another thing. The cool down part. That's
the
crucial.
cool down is crucial.
You don't want to overcook them. You don't want to undercook them. And I think that's where a lot of people.
I think it's a fun. I've seen people take. They like freeze like jugs of the boil,
yeah,
and then you just put that in, and then it cools it and it adds flavor.
Correct.
That's a great idea.
That is a good idea because a lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with it. You know, I'm never gonna like. So if you ever watch people, they boil crawfish, and then right when they turn the fire off, they'll dump a bag of ice in it.
Yes.
You know, I don't do that, but I understand why they're doing that, and it's not a bad method. If you are aware of what's going on, you don't want to water down your boil, but if you season it appropriately, knowing you're about to put a bag of frozen water in it, and bounces out, well, then you took care of it. But that system really isn't good if you're doing multiple batches.
Yes.
Because now you got too much water, and then it's like you got to compensate for that.
Right.
So I don't use that method. But you do need to cool the pot down.
So you just spray with the hose. You
can spray with the hose.
Yeah.
And like you said, you got some friends. I had a buddy of mine. I remember he said his dad used to take, when he would boil crawfish in his backyard, he'd take Mardi Gras cups. And he would just kind of fill up the Mardi Gras cups with the boil water. And he had a garage fridge, you know, it's hung out in the backyard. And he'd put the Mardi Gras cups in the freezer of the frozen boil. That way, the next boil, when he'd go to cool it down, he would just pop them in. Pop them in the Mardi Gras cups, and they would melt.
It's genius.
It's
and it's more flavor.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the frozen corn, you know, it's like there was a time where I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start doing crawfish professionally. Nothing but the freshest ingredients. I was getting the crates of the fresh shuck corn. I was shucking my corn and cutting them in half and boiling those. I'm like, this isn't as good as the frozen. Me personally, I rather the sweet frozen 3-inch corn cobs.
Yeah, wait, why is that? Better. I've had that. Why is that? Do you think it's something to do with the having it's not as porous or something?
I don't know.
Like it's not able to soak the juice?
I found that when you did it with the fresh corn, like the little kernels would shrink up and that's
what I'm saying. It wasn't right.
It wasn't what I was used to.
Yeah.
Go back to people like what they're used to.
Yeah. I feel like it soaks it better with the frozen though. And maybe we're gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, let's call a scientist.
Is there anything in a boil that you think you should not be adding, or is there something that you're like, this needs to go in it? There's a lot of people that add serrano peppers or green bell pepper. I think those are really nice flavors in a boil. It's obviously expensive if you have a restaurant to add that to a boil. What are some things that you would say?
Well, I mean, I don't think there should be any limitations. I don't think anybody should say you should never. I mean, obviously, don't put ice cream in there. Don't put your birthday cake in there.
Yeah.
No
dairy.
Yeah. Well, it's with everything within reason. Like
do you like green bell pepper? Like, what do you add?
That. Yeah. I love green bell pepper, and I love the garlic. I love the onions, and Do you do orange? Not at the restaurant.
Yeah, not at the restaurant. But if you were
that's the thing. It's like I'm boiling. I'm focusing on volume and consistency.
Yeah, so that's different. That's why you can't do
now. To tag back into Italian parades. So at the Irish Italian Parade every year on Veterans, block from my dad's house where I grew up, we would go to the parade, catch a bunch of vegetables, and bring it back to my dad's house. And post parade, we're right there on the parade rock, so everybody's parked in the neighborhoods, and then it's like a traffic jam. And we'd just be in the front yard blasting the radio with beer. All our friends and neighbors would just kind of pull up folding chairs and just watch the circus as we're boiling all the stuff we caught from the parade.
Carrots, cabbage, potato.
Take a cabbage, you quarter it.
It's so good.
It's so good. I mean, why do you think Brussels sprouts are good in the boil? They're just like little tiny bitter cabbages.
Yeah.
It's
I think any vegetable is good in a boil.
Yeah. It's like I'll eat anything. I am not a picky eater. I am not a fan of black licorice. If you were to put black licorice in a boil, I'd say
that's
absolutely
nasty.
not. No, sir.
Ugh.
You're punished. Get out of here. Get out of the town. Absolutely not. But if that family was like, this is a little trick, something my grandfather started, you put a little bit of black licorice, that whole family's going to grow up loving that. I'm not saying that's happened, but that's how that's how that mind frame happens.
Until someone else makes it better and they're like, wait a second.
Yeah, it's like...
No, I know.
But to say you should never put anything in a boil, I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to say you should. I'll go on and say, I do not put ice cream in your boil. I'll say that. You can put me on record for that.
Yeah, dairy.
Yeah.
You can't do the dairy.
Oranges. I use citrus. I use lemon specifically.
Yeah, I love lemon. You got to have a lot of lemon.
And if I'm doing a backyard boil with just me and my friends and it's not work, oh man, I'm getting everything from the grocery store. Let's play with this. Let's try this out. That's part of the fun of boiling. Is like, I've never done this before, but I had an idea. So I went to the store and I got a couple of these. We're going to see how this comes out. Oh man, this was good. Not too. I like that one, but it's like, that's like
there's a Chinese pepper that you could
Chinese red pepper.
Yeah, the Chinese red pepper is so good in a boil. Mm-hmm. You could get it at like the Hong Kong market. It's like playing around with different stuff. It's really fun with a boil because there's so many different variations you could do. Make it really spicy, make it peppery, make it citrusy. I love it all, honestly. There's not like one type of boil that I'm like, ew, I don't like this kind. It's all good.
It's all good.
It's all good.
I will say this. I've been to many, many, many backyard boils where people go overboard on the sides.
Okay, like what?
It's like everything.
But that's fun.
But you're not thinking about the whole event as a whole. You're just thinking about the food. Who's picking all this crap up?
It's like, they're like not eating it.
It's like, y'all take
much.
this home. I don't want to take this home.
Yeah.
Or it's like, well, I'm going to throw this food away. Well, like, you just give it away to somebody. Give it to who?
Give it to who?
Leftover
boil's hard to...
Yeah, so if I have any advice to anybody out there watching, when you're going to buy your sides, think about how much you're buying and buy just a little bit less. You're going to have plenty left over still.
What's your favorite sausage in a boil?
Manda, smoked pork.
Really? Manda's good. I think it's great. That's what you serve at the restaurant, right?
I do. And we've been working with that product for a long time.
Yeah.
And
it holds up well. It's got a nice snap to it.
It's all about that snap.
Yeah.
And
I just went to the River Parishes and had that Verron sausage.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that stuff is fire.
Yeah, that's
but you got to drive to Lutcher, Louisiana, to pick that up from their market. I actually have a bunch in my freezer, so maybe we should do a boil and throw it in there. It's really, really good. But yeah, I do like Manda. You ever have Kanaka?
I have.
Yeah, Kanaka's good. That's Mobile, Alabama. I think any kind of like good smoked sausage is great. Manda's not too smoky, so it doesn't really interfere with the boil, like when you're doing like an at-home boil, because sometimes I don't like when the boil comes out too smoky.
Yeah, that's a thing. That's definitely a thing.
The sausage really could change it.
I was doing a big crawfish boil for a fundraiser, and one of the participating food vendors for the fundraiser was a meat, I'm gonna just say a meat business.
Yeah.
And they're like, we got all this smoked sausage left over. You put it in the pot. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Sure. And it ruined it?
Threw it in the pot. I don't want to say it ruined it. It changed the whole flavor profile.
Oh, it will.
Of the batch of crawfish. I'm like, it wasn't bad. But if you were used to the consistency of the Clesi's boil, it'd be like, this is not Clesi's boil. This is unique, but this is like a I don't know what kind of wood they use to smoke the sausage.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It could completely overpower it.
Totally, the water. I had to
redo it.
Luckily, I had 3 pots going. I just had to dump that pot and refill it
because it was too much.
That one batch was like different, but good. But at the end of the day, it's crawfish. People love crawfish.
I know.
You got to do something really kooky to mess up a batch of crawfish.
It would have to be too much salt or too much like cayenne to like ruin it.
Yeah,
to where,
you could definitely
can't eat it.
Make it too salty. Or some people think you got to boil it for days till kingdom come, and the meat's mushy or if it doesn't peel right. That's another thing. If it don't peel right, it could taste great. But if it don't pop out the shell.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's not good. Do you ever grind up your seasoning?
No. I mean, you mean like my vegetables and puree and pour it in? Because I've seen people do that online.
Yeah.
And I feel like, hey, go for it. That looks like a good idea.
I feel like it expedites the soaking process and it could get into the crawfish fat, especially early in the season. Like you don't have to soak it as long. Crawdaddy Crew, shout out to Gene. He has, one time I was doing a shoot to promote his business with crawfish delivery. And he's like, all right, I'm going to throw this boiler in. And I was like, oh man, it's going to be 45 minutes. He's like, Carla, it'll be done in 10 minutes. I'm like, 10 minutes? You do a 10-minute soak? No way. He's like, trust me. Threw it in there, 10 minutes later, ate it. You would have thought that thing was soaking for 45 minutes. I was blown away. He does some kind of grinding up of the seasoning, and I've never heard of this. Have you?
Like his dry seasoning?
I don't. It might be the dry. I'm assuming it's the dry, but it's so fine that it soaks faster.
Hey, you know what?
I just thought it was interesting.
I bet you it does work. I bet you those little shuts that people do to their regular recipe enhances the flavor, and it's just fun to do. And,
it is fun,
and people take pride. I got a trick. I've been working on this for a while. Just everybody's got their little tricks and secrets, and that's what makes those family experiences so unique. And you can't tell anybody, I make the best gumbo. It's like you're not gonna be no. My grandma makes the best gumbo. Everybody's grandma makes the best gumbo. You're not gonna win that battle.
You're not gonna win.
So everybody's participating in the great food fight. It's like.
So if you were going out for crawfish in New Orleans and not eating, of course, your own, where would you go?
Anywhere.
So you're open to everywhere.
I would never say, don't ever go to this place. It's man.
And is there any? Let me change that question. Is there any spot that you've been to recently, or you just tend to always go to because they're consistent and great?
Well, I'll tell you this: I couldn't tell you the last time I bought boiled crawfish from anywhere.
I know that was another thing I was going to say. It was like, do you even go out for crawfish? Let's wrap our heads around this. Like. Don't wake up in the morning and go, oh man, you know what? I want some crawfish. Where am I gonna go? Where should we go?
Like what kind of psycho loony bit? I mean, unless I'm like out like doing like what you call like research.
Yeah.
Know, but even still, I
just didn't know if you've ever been, you were out or you were at a party and you tried crawfish that you were like, wow, they did a really great job. Or do you just think everyone's doing a good job?
I know this is going to sound like some diplomatic hogwash, but it's like, honestly, everybody that's out there does a great job. We just do it a little bit different.
I would agree with that. I think you can't find bad crawfish. People always ask me all the time, where do you go? I'm 99% of the time sending them to you guys, to Clesi's, because of the atmosphere, and you're going to get a great consistent boil. These are a lot of out-of-towners, so you want to sit somewhere that you're going to get it every day. It's consistent, it's good, and it's a nice atmosphere. Because a lot of people are doing pop-ups, like Meal Brewery. We got shout out to Casey. Wait, am I saying? Yeah, Casey with Bugging Out Boils. Shout out to Casey. He does a great boil, but he's a pop-up, but at Mill Brewery. And then like, you know, all the other breweries are doing pop-up. So there's a lot of pop-up action.
Well, that's how I started.
Right. That's how you started. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's nice to like have a restaurant that you could go to that you're like, this is where you go.
You know what?
Wait, which is also crazy if we think about that there's not a lot of like a restaurant that you're going 99% of the time just to sit down and eat boiled crawfish.
Yeah, we can talk about this.
Isn't that interesting though? Like that's why like when you guys opened, like where is another place that you could go sit down that is like mainly just crawfish that you go to? I mean, I think of the Galley in Metairie Road. She's been open forever, but she's still a sit down restaurant. It's not more of like you feel that you're going to a boil vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Isn't that funny?
Well,
it
is funny because I never grew up eating crawfish in a restaurant. That was such a bizarre concept. Only place I would have ever, like, I think I could even remember ever doing something like that was maybe Deanie's in Bucktown during crawfish season. And then they had a place in Thibodeau when I went to college, seafood outlet, where they had 2 locations. One of the locations had picnic benches where you just go and sit down and eat. Besides that, if we were to get crawfish that we weren't boiling on our own, we'd go to Bucktown. We'd go to Schaefer's or Captain Sid's.
Yeah, that's where I always go to just pick it up.
You go to the counter and you say, let me get 10 pounds, 20 pounds. They wrap it up, they weigh it, and it's all right, it'll be this much next. And you take it and you bring it home, you put the newspaper out.
And you just eat it. That's what I did.
And everybody would gather on the table and just make a mess, crumple up all the newspaper, clean it up.
Yeah.
Get that outside. Take that garbage out tonight.
Yeah, you don't really think of sitting down at a restaurant.
And but the ironic, wild thing that I now own and operate a sit-down crawfish restaurant.
I know.
It's like, what in the world? You know?
It's wild. No, but so many people, we need that. And it's just kind of funny when you really think about it. We don't have a lot of them here. Like, where else can you go that's like your kind of vibe? Unless it's a pop-up.
Well, you got Scyther's out in Harahan. He's got all that outdoor space and live music.
That's true. Scyther's is great, but it's far for visitors.
But not for the people that live there.
No, I'm thinking for visitors, like of tourists.
Well,
I'm just trying to, yeah.
Well, all right, so,
no, but Scyther's is amazing, and he makes his own seasoning. I love Scyther's.
He does, once again, does a great job, and he's a master of his craft. And then you got Andy at the beer garden. Does a great job. He works his ass off, you know.
Wait, what beer garden?
Bayou Beer Garden.
Oh, just at Bayou Beer Garden. Yeah. Doug.
Andy
Beer Garden.
Yeah, he does all the boils over there.
Duh.
And it's like these guys, they're
killing it.
Going through the same trials and tribulations as I am.
Yeah.
And whenever people start comparing us in the same conversation, it's like, man, we're all working really hard.
Yeah.
It's like, we should all be getting, you know, who's the winner? The people that are staying open. You know,
like, I know.
It's
everybody's
like I said, everybody's doing great. We just do it a little bit different.
Yeah, it's so true, and there's really no like competition. Everyone's supporting each other. That's another really cool thing about that's just New Orleans in general.
Yes, because like I like to support my other seafood people because you never know when you're going to need a favor. You never know when you're going to be in a pickle.
Yeah.
And you want to know the person down the street can, hey, I got you. If you ever need anything, I got you. Because it goes both ways.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you rather that be like that instead of like, ha, 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 look, I could have helped that person, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Like that's not what the rising tide raises all ships or some stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I don't even know. Okay, wait. So you, I don't know, a few years back, you Bottinelli Place. Let's talk about Bottinelli Place. So do you rent it or you own Bottinelli Place?
So we're mere caretakers of the Bottinelli compound.
Yeah, mere caretakers. Now, Bottinelli Place, for those who don't know, it's the strip, it's a street right off of Canal Boulevard in Mid-City, like sandwiched between the cemetery there. You have the mortuary. And right at the end is this beautiful building. It's like You guys call it the Temple.
We call it the Temple.
And it's been around for how long? Because this is it's like a historical block in New Orleans, but it's tucked away, so people don't know about it.
A little slice of heaven. That's where you can find me there any given day.
Oh no, you just gave out where you are.
Hey, come hang out.
Wait, but when was that built?
That whole property, it's got such a wonderful history. Botany family lived.
Theodore.
Uncle Teddy, not my uncle, but we all refer to him as Uncle Teddy Bottinelli. He was an architect. He was an engineer. He was a sculptor. I mean, this guy was like a whole total Renaissance man. He built all those buildings, designed and built them. And the really cool thing about it is all that really specific and ornate architecture and design, he salvaged all those pieces from demo jobs in the city over the years. So whenever they knocked down a building in the French Quarter, or if they had like some kind of like fire or something, or he'd go get like the wrought iron, he'd go get the columns, he'd get a pallet of bricks, the window frames, and he made use of all that stuff. And he Frankensteined, for lack of better words, all those buildings. And
the stones is like 200,000 pieces of stone that were shipped in from Italy.
Correct. Yeah, Italian granite, these little Italian granite blocks.
And if you ever been to Napoli, it literally is set, the street looks just like you were walking in the streets of Napoli. Yeah. It's the same pattern. So
speaking of which, the Bottinelli family is one of the few Italian families in New Orleans that were not from Southern, they were Northern Italian.
Yeah.
So that's a little tidbit to segue back into what we were originally talking about.
Right. And made like a little bit of an impact. Isn't him and his father buried right next door, like in that cemetery?
So,
because what years are we talking this was built? Do we know?
I don't want to misquote the history, but I want to say majority of those buildings were started around the World War II era, but he was working on them all the way into the 70s.
Okay, so it was still the 1900s.
Oh yeah. It's
It wasn't like 18. I thought maybe possibly it was in the 1800s. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what they were doing with that property back then.
Yeah, I know. I wonder. So anyway, you are hosting weddings and events there, and it's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's a slice of heaven. I couldn't. How this property came into my world, I call it charismatic serendipitous. I couldn't have planned it out if I tried.
Yeah.
It just meeting wonderful people and being around awesome people. And, I have to give a big, big thank you to Sweetie Pie Bottinelli. She's a wonderful, wonderful lady. She's the reason why we're there. She was, I needed some storage for the catering. And she's like, James, I got some space available. I'm like, oh my God. So it started with us building, using storage over there, and we wound up building an auxiliary commissary kitchen there, and it's such a beautiful space, and it's at a dead end street. We
the sunsets are great.
Sunsets, I never thought in a million years I'd be like talking about how I appreciate the sunset, but I do.
It's so pretty over there,
and the way he designed the property, you can tell. He enjoyed the sunset because the way the buildings are facing west and
he was strategic.
Without talking to this man who has since been passed, I'm like, you did this on purpose, didn't you?
All right, we need to go. I need to come by during sunset and have a beer with you.
Please.
Soon.
Please.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's so pretty. And you have the lights on it and stuff. So if anyone's looking for an event space or a wedding.
We've been doing weddings, birthday parties, corporate gatherings. Food, I would swear I do our hands-on food experiences now. Instead of clogging up the restaurant and having, people in the kitchen we can just do it all at Bottinelli.
Yeah. Bottinelli's so cool.
It is.
Yeah, we need more cool events over there. And then you have the mortuary right there. That's right by Beach Corner too.
Oh yeah,
I love Beach Corner.
And it's only a half mile from the restaurant.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. It's right down the street. Mid-City.
Love.
I love Mid-City.
Love.
It's the best. It's my favorite neighborhood. In New Orleans.
Me too.
Which is it yours too?
It's where my dad grew up.
Yeah.
After the Clesis moved out the French Quarter, my family line drifted towards Gentilly Mid-City.
Yeah.
And my dad grew up right there, lived right off around Tulane Avenue, back in like the Pelican Stadium days. Tulane and Telemachus, that whole area.
Yeah.
South Genoa Street.
Telemachus.
You know, that's I would have liked to have seen that part of town back then. You know, the stories I heard, you know, all
Was it more like poppin'?
Apparently it was just a beautiful thoroughfare. You know, that corner was the original Pelican Stadium when we had the
Really?
baseball team. Yeah. Where the Chick-fil-A is. That's where Pelican Stadium was.
No way.
And then Cat Corner across the street, you know, that was the original Mid-City Lanes Rockin' Bowl before they moved to Carrollton.
Oh.
You know, where the I think last business that was there is Shamrock.
Yeah.
That was the original Mid-City Lanes that turned into Rockin' Bowl. So my dad would say, yeah, he worked on Tulane and he'd go, he used to run around with the Pelicans, help them. He'd play ball with them. He'd practice with them and stuff. And he had horses at the fairgrounds and they all met up at Mid-City Lanes for, beers, pool. And,
Yeah, that sounds way better than what we have now.
And so it was all neighborhood, the kids grew up, they moved next door and, nobody really moved away. And, all them stories. Oh, we all kept our doors unlocked and all that stuff. But, times change. And look, we're swinging back to that kind of rhythm. At least I hope so.
I think we are. Okay, I just want to ask last question. Like when you first started in the seafood business compared to today, what's the biggest change you've seen in the crawfish industry? Like how have the crawfish themselves changed over the years? Like with size, quantity, or quality, availability? Like have you seen a big shift?
So I'd say, in my observations, the demand for crawfish is just wild. It's drugs. I mean, it's like crawfish is drugs. People have to have it. Even with the corona, people were like, pandemic be damned, I'm getting my crawfish. Like people, they have to have it. They go nuts over it. And I think it's because just more people outside of Louisiana, more and more, are getting familiar with our wonderful crustacean that we have down here. It's not as a foreign alien thing anymore. Like, oh man, I would never.
Yeah, they want to get it shipped now to them and do boils all over the country.
All over. So the demand is going up. So the season is extending. Now, it's not like the crawfish disappear in the off season. They're still out there. But it's like the shells get harder. Their life cycle. Are they eating? Are they thriving? Well, if we can change or help Mother Nature out to kind of create more conducive environments, but man-made, the ponds and all that. I mean, it's deep science and geology that these aren't just farmers flooding their yard and be like, all right, come on, crawfish. I mean, they're taking oxygen levels. They're testing the soil. I mean, It takes a lot to do it, but they're doing it. And we're getting longer seasons.
So that's the biggest thing is because of the demand, they are figuring out ways to make the season a little longer.
I can't imagine they not, you know? And I mean, I feel like the season's getting longer and longer.
I can't believe I had crawfish in December when I went by Clesi's. You guys were boiling in December.
Oh, yes.
Just because we just had a good season and we're able to start earlier.
I'll tell you this. I mean, consistently the last several years, we'll normally start boiling late November. Now, I'm not ordering no 60, 100 sacks a day. It's more like 6 to 10 sacks a day. Yeah. But even still,
wow,
that's November. Now, I heard LaFort's on the West Bank, he was boiling in October.
Oh, wow. So it just really depends on the season and how they're coming and all that.
Depends on the season. It depends on location, where you're getting them from, who's pulling them from the water. It's a lot of factors in there, but it is a longer season. the demand is there, and the demand. It's like there's some locals that like I'm crawfish out for the season, but there's some locals that there is no threshold. Like I need crawfish. Like people show up by themselves consistently, sit at the bar, eat 5 pounds, leave. I'll see them the next day. They have to have it.
They have to have it.
They have to have
it. It is a drug.
And then if you're from out of town and you're coming to New Orleans, you have a checklist.
Yeah, you have to
you have a food bucket list. I have to have gumbo. I have to have beignets. I have to have crawfish. And that's good. That's what we do. Thank you. Keep doing it.
Keep coming.
I'm not mad at that. So they don't know that, not all of them don't know that it's like there's a seasonality of it. And if people come down in September, like we came all the way from Pig's Knuckle, God knows where, middle America, and like, what do you mean you don't have crawfish? We came all, you're ruining our anniversary. It's like, I can't help it.
You should have looked it up online. It's very
Mother
clear
Nature.
when the season is.
We have shrimp and we have crabs. We boil it the same way with the same seasoning, calm down. I'll tap dance for you. It's like, we're going to make you happy. Crawfish, I don't want to push it out of season to where the quality suffers. And, it's something kind of special about having it a little bit seasonal because, what do they say about like wanting something that isn't there? It's like kind of gives you more
it's like king
excitement.
cake. It's like king cake. If king cake was year round, I don't think people would crave it. It wouldn't be special.
It's like, oh, we can finally eat king cake again.
Yeah, we can finally eat it.
Let's keep it special.
Yeah. Well, it's so fun having you on, James.
Is that time already?
It's that time already. This was such a good conversation. And of course, Clesi's is at Jazz Fest.
Correct.
So if you guys are headed to Jazz Fest, you could stop by the tent. What are you guys going to be serving?
We'll be serving boiled crawfish, crawfish étouffée, crawfish dirty rice, and fried alligator.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. And of course, just stop by the restaurant. And you could also do an event at Bottinelli.
Yeah, you could, there's a lot of ways.
And catering and private boils. Just call James. I'm going to give his number out. Just kidding.
Yeah, just everybody call me.
Just call him.
Call me right now.
All right. You rock, James. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys.